The beginning of the 17th century saw the foundation of the Illuminated Ones of Spain, the Alumbrados, condemned in an edict of the Grand Inquisition in 1623. In 1654, the illuminated Guéronnettes came into public notice in France. Documents still extant show several points of resemblance between the German and Central Asian Illuminists, points which are hard to account for on the grounds of pure coincidence. The Roshaniya has some telling symbols and rituals. The priests were identified with a secret sign where they crossed over both hands flat on the forehead, the place of the third eye and illumination. The colors of the Roshaniya and the Ishmaelis were red and white. These colors are widespread amongst the secret orders, such as the Knights Templar, who also had a red cross on their white clothes, the red and white being symbolically important for the Enlightenment process. Red and white were also incredibly important in the Far East, where we find more illuminated ones, known popularly as the Triad. Unfortunately, finding the origins of most Chinese secret societies is nearly impossible, as they are so couched in myth and mystery. One thing is sure, that secret societies have changed the course of China. The Boxer Rebellion of 1900 was led by a secret society. These Boxers, or Fist for Protection Society, were initiated in much the same way as any other across the world. Placed in darkness, alternating light, they were made to fast and meditate, opening up their minds to cleansing. This Boxer society came from an older group known as the Big Swords, and this was another name used by the Triads. In the 12th century, at the time of the Crusades, there were gatherings of men who took oaths to regard the stars as our brothers and heaven and earth as our father and mother. These same men then drank each other's blood mixed with wine. By the 14th century, the White Lotus Society was formed, and eventually China is scattered with secret societies. However, most of these organizations can be linked together and form the triad we know of today. This group of societies were believed to have been formed for a popularized royalist myth to bring back the Ming Dynasty. However, hundreds of years and even the attainment of power have not resolved this supposed goal. But the reason for this non-attainment is simple. Ming actually means light, and is the real element these secret societies wish to see restored. It is the light of the Shining Ones, spreading back hundreds if not thousands of years, even in the heart of Red China, that these secret societies still strive for. We know that this is the case because once the Lotus Society had installed the Ming Dynasty to the throne in the 14th century, it was only by the 17th century that they were deposed again by the same society. The Society of Jesus was founded in 1540 by St. Ignatius Loyola, and since then has grown from the original 7 to nearly 30,000 members who work out of nearly 2,000 houses in over 100 countries. According to J. Parnell McCarter, in his Puritan News Service, Ignatius was himself a Gnostic Illuminist, a member of the Alumbrados of Spain, his home. Bringing full circle the Jesuits being created by an Illuminati and then going on to create an Illuminati. All of this was occurring at the same time as the rise in Freemasonic thought. What is known about Ignatius is that he was a Spanish Basque soldier who then supposedly underwent an extraordinary conversion while recuperating from a broken leg. His experiences were written down and he called them spiritual exercises, going on later to found the Society of Jesus or Jesuits with the approval of Pope Paul III in 1540. Strangely, upon the printing of his spiritual exercises in 1548, he was brought before the Inquisition, but was later released. According to the Catholic Church, the Jesuits have become renowned for their sanctity, which basically means that they have many members canonized or blessed. They have been involved in many scientific discoveries and in the exploration of the New World. They are governed by general congregations. From the start, the Pope was overwhelmed with the Jesuit service, becoming his secret police, collector of information and generally bully boys, much akin to the history of the Alumbrados. On the face of it, the Jesuits were opening schools, making amazing discoveries, and sending missionaries out across the world. In fact, it is claimed by the Catholic Church that no order has ever had so many martyrs. The skill of Ignatius Loyola was in gathering around him of an energetic band of well-educated and determined men. Ignatius had the concept of supplying the church with missionaries such as Francis Xavier, who would preach and administer the sacraments whilst growing the church's membership and gathering huge amounts of information and money. Ignatius soon discovered that colleges and universities offered the greatest service to the church, for by and through religious instruction, the Jesuits could manipulate the thinkers as well as the masses manipulated in church on a Sunday. This is something they later passed on to Weishaupt and his Illuminati, as he wrote, "I propose academics under the direction of the order. This will secure us the adherence of the literati. Science shall here be the lore." These Jesuit schools on learning sprang up everywhere and became an influential part of Catholic reform called a rebirth of the infant church. So influential were the Jesuits that they threatened the royalty and they were asked to leave several countries.